Be 8 to 10. Mom has a phobia of intense storms due to being caught in a tornado when younger. She goes to a large building, church, store, etc. during bad storms, so I am home with my dad. Bedtime.jpg. I decide to sleep with my dad because storm. Lay in bed, back facing doorway and looking at opposite wall. On the wall, this gave the square doorway of light on the wall. See a shadow creep up the wall, like a person coming up behind me. Head and shoulders, half of the doorway is covered. Turn around and see nothing but the kitchen light. Look back at wall and shadow goes the rest of the way up and whole wall turns black. Close my eyes and start to try to get my dad up, pray. Eventually fall asleep. I've got a number of stories, if you want them. Same guy here. Younger. Maybe 7 or so, elementary school. Share room with my sister. Mom comes in to wake us up for school. Half awake, getting up. Look at closet, see girl with hateful look and knife above the closet shelf. Stun.jpg. Call my mom, she comes in and calms me down. Explain what happened. Don't worry Anon, you were just half asleep. Sister, no, I saw it too, she still remembers it to this day as well. Be a younger teen. Church Friday night youth event. Only kids from the church know about it. Everyone in the sanctuary, band playing. Old man walks in. This church was in the country, but still had houses around. Nobody knew the guy, or how he knew we would be there. Old man looks like he is dead or suffocating. Pale skin, purple lips. He sits to himself in the back, rocking back and forth, and mumbling in what seems similar to tongues, but it felt bad. Put of your stomach dropped out, you want to puke, etc. In the midst of all this mumbling, you can hear his regular voice say things like, "I'm sorry and don't mind me." Everyone is a little on edge, the band finishes their song, and they get everyone to start praying. This goes on for a short amount of time until the guy gets up and walks out. After the youth night, my mom was talking with the band about how weird it was, and they were convinced the dude was possessed. I'll try to get the next volume out quickly. I have noticed that creepy things have happened like this more when I've been closer to God. I did veer pretty far off course and didn't have much happen. As for the old guy, I agree. What made it weird is that there wasn't any reason for him to show up there or even assume anyone would be there. Him just driving by is a possibility, but again, it's kind of off the beaten path. I want to say, all of these are true. Not a product of my imagination, at least not intentionally. Live in woods, about 1/4 mile dirt path. Trees cover the path and there is a big clearing for the house and a large field behind the house and farmhouses. Be 19 to 20. Me, friend, and GF, possibly another 1 or 2 people, decide to go exploring the woods behind the farmhouses. Walk to edge of the field, go into woods. Let's just see if we can find anything cool. Find run-of-the-mill garbage, random spots etc. Come across old rusted fence seeming to run all the way through the woods. Keep going. After a while we get to a super clean wood line. Large cutout in the woods, small metal building in the center with a large concrete pad. No visible openings in the trees around for vehicles. Can't figure out how or why this would be here. Concrete pad and most of grassed area surrounded by super clean concrete pillar steel bar fence. See no markings or signage, just seemed weird for such a sterile place to be back in these woods. Never returned. One night, maybe 17-ish. Laying in bed, 2 or 3 a.m. Loud scream roar comes from woods, opposite the site of the previous story. I can't describe this roar. It was like a man roaring from deep, but also a ram or something dying. It was blood-chilling. Hear something in the living room, go and see my dad looking out of the window. Dad heard it too. Both freaked out, go back to bed. Try to go to sleep. Note I was actually talking with my dad the other day and this came up. He said it happened a separate time, but my sister heard it. Sleeping in my room, this time the head of my bed is facing out of the room and down the hall. Randomly wake up and look down the hallway. At the opposite end of the hallway, a carton of eggs. Probably waist chest high, spinning like a video game pickup. Freeze for a few seconds before shutting eyes and praying to sleep. Same room, this time the foot of my bed is next to the hallway. If you come in from the hall and turn left, as soon as you enter, that's my bed. Wake up in the middle of the night. Pit of stomach gone, terrible feeling. Open eyes and tall figure standing at the foot of my bed. Resembles Hat Man. Gape at it for a few seconds before I start praying as hard as I could. It stayed so long I began to cry. The pressure became overwhelming. Wake up the next morning very tired. Close to the time as the last incident. Laying in bed, falling asleep. Arms start to rise. I start to freak out, feel the same pressure. My hands are all the way up. Repeat last time, as in prayer and panic until it feels like my hands are released. Properly freak out and try to go back to sleep. I've got 1 or 2 more and one big one coming. It's me, yo boy. I think this is the last one, most of the other things are similar. Aka shadows and Hat Man etc. Church camping trip. LM around 14, best friend is the same. It's also his brother and another dude who happened to be my closest neighbor. The oldest of us was around 16. We're at a larger lake in North Carolina, Lake Lure or Jordan Lake. Been having a good time, everyone having fun. Nightfall on second night, leaving tomorrow to go back to church and home. Neighbor and friends bro decide to ride to the water area to look around. Friend and I tag along. We ride through the trees on the paved paths to the paved swimming boating area. Very clean paved area, tree line is flush with the water on the right side. We're standing close to the right tree line in front of the boat ramp with the car parked behind us. Throwing rocks, talking, looking at the water etc. We all get quiet as a hazy dim white ball starts to float up and off the water maybe 100 yards out. Hey man, you see that everyone confirms, WTF man etc. The ball floats a little higher, then directly over to the tree line on the right side. It's floating toward us now, almost halfway up the trees. We all freak out, run to the car, and scramble to pile in. Rush back to the campsite and start talking about it. My friend and I end up talking with the pastor for a bit. Walking back to the tent with friend, see something out of the corner of my eye. Turn around, see nothing. On the way looking back forward, I see a girl in dingy white clothes. Freak out, tell friend to look back and nothing. Try to sleep, scared all night. Get back to church the next day, see friend's cousin, and tell her about it all. She freaks out and tells me she just saw on the news that a kid went missing out there a little while ago. See a girl who died at the lake on the news that night, she died out there a couple of weeks before. If you enjoyed this video, don't forget to subscribe.